actually. It's not that often that. Huh? It's not that often. It kind of reminds me of Clubhouse, sharing psychedelic stories, but there you're kind of hidden behind your phone and you're talking to an app. But I do have a good experience. I've shared with a few people, but it was one of those experiences. I call it a once in a lifetime experience, but it goes back to when I was 21, and I've been playing drums and African drums and kungas and stuff since I was a teenager. So I was at a party in San Francisco, and I was out on the deck, and I was on some mushrooms, and I was on some little bit of MDMA, nice little concoction, and not too high a dose, but probably like a few different things, and obviously some cannabis. But these security guards, there was these two big Samoan guys that were security guards at this club where this party was, and they were like 400-pound Samoan guys. And the week before, one of the guys had passed away, one of the brothers. And so the other brother was there sort of mourning his brother's loss. And he ended up coming and seeing me, and I had rolled a joint, and I was just about to play some drums. And I said, "What's up, man?" Because these are my guys, And he goes, "Man, last week I lost my brother. I'm super bummed out. I'm just here." And I said, "Man, why don't you sit next to me and we'll smoke a joint?" And I was just sort of getting into, I was high, but I wasn't out of my mind. I wasn't sitting there in a dark room tripping. I was very aware, very lucid. And so we started smoking a joint. We were both sitting down. He was sitting down next to me, and we smoked a joint, and we're just chilling. Then I put my drum in front of me. I start drumming, house music, people dancing. I'm just drumming, closing my eyes. Next thing I know, I open my eyes, so I'm sitting. Anybody got a chair? Maybe gonna show you how it's going down. So I'm chilling here. My man's right here. And so I'm drumming like this, closing my eyes. And then I just open my eyes. I was closing my eyes, but then I open my eyes like this, and I'm like 20 feet away from where I'm actually am, and I'm like 15 feet in the air. And I'm just thinking like I'm thinking it's me. And but then the first thing I noticed is I can't see my legs and my arms. So I thought that I was like this, like you're skydiving. I thought my arms were out, and I wasn't thinking about that. I was just like, oh, my legs aren't there, my arms aren't there. No, when I opened my eyes, I was no longer drumming. I was floating like 20, 30 feet away from where my body actually was. And I was 15 to 20 feet in the air. And the first thought that came in my eye, I saw everything, but the first thought was, where's my arms and where are my legs? I wasn't thinking anything else. I was just, where's my arms and where's my legs? And so I quickly got past that because I thought, oh, I must be floating. You know what I mean? And so what I noticed was I was in a circle, and it was these blue balls that were about this big, like the size of our heads. And it was the brightest blue I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a blue like this, ever. The brightest, most beautiful color. And there was like gas, almost like dry ice, like around it, and it was there was probably about 8 of them in a circle. And we were just automatically, it was like us rapping right now. I was talking, but I didn't have a mouth. And I knew what you were thinking, and we were just rapping, like, yo, what's up? No, I'm over here, yeah, we're doing it. And I could hear the voices, but it was just I call it an orb. Like, I've processed this a million times. I've looked online of like, oh, these experiences floating. People talk about when you die and you float, and people see their bodies or in their surgeries I kind of related to that. When I get to the end of the story is when it's kind of the hair on the back of your neck will stand up. But where was I? Shit. Yeah, so I'm in this circle, we're floating, And then suddenly I'm just like, I'm comfortable. I mean, I feel like I related to like how we like to sit in a circle and smoke weed, because I feel like when we're in that dimension, that's what we do. We sit in a circle and we vibe out. We cipher. You know what I mean? And so then once I got comfortable, I started looking around the room. You know, imagine a room like this, but I was up there. Just chilling, right? So there is dimensions. There's people here with us now, unquestionably. Unquestionably, I'll put my life on it. If there's one thing that I can share with you if I die tomorrow, there's other dimensions that are right here with us. And it's a lovely place. It's a very peaceful place. I'm not saying it's heaven, I'm just saying a dimension that I happen to leave, I believe, through vibration. I believe through a trance rhythm that I've always believed in. Very few times, this was the only time where I was like, hello, bye-bye, dipped out, just in a split second. And so I'm looking around, and this guy that taught me how to drum, his name was Phil, and he was, rest in peace, I don't think he's with us anymore, but this old school cat from San Francisco you'd see, he was homeless, but he would teach at San Francisco State, drum theory and music, and he would play at the nightclubs, and you'd see him with a shopping cart with kungas and African djembes, but he was really with his shit, and he taught me hip hop on kungas and djembe, and he was just a real teacher. And he goes, it took me 6 months just to touch his drums. I had to smoke them out. I had to listen. I had to sit here and just watch them. And so he told me, don't let anybody ever. If I give you the drum and you're playing it, don't let anybody ever touch that drum. It's sacred. So then when I looked through and I see myself, all I saw was these khaki pants that I used to wear, and there was trees and shit, but I saw like hands like this. And I looked around, I go, who the fuck is playing my drum? And I literally said that. That's how I know that it's really us in these dimensions. It's not somebody else other than us, it's us. We don't have our fleshy, meat suit, but it's us, trust me. And we're cussing and we're pissed and we're like this, whatever. I was like, who's fucking playing my drum? And as soon as I said that, I opened my eyes and my hands were moving like that, right? And I was like, I stopped, and I remember I was like, hold on. I was like, I've been high, but that's never happened to me ever in my life. I said, what the fuck? And I said this literally, I said this audibly, I said, that really happened, that really happened, that really happened, that really happened. I said it like 10 times. I believe that's why I can tell that story bit by bit, like exactly what happened. But here's the kicker. So I'm sitting there tripping going, fuck, what happened? And then I look over at my friend, as you remember in the beginning of the story, the big Samoan guy that lost his brother the week before. And I look at him and he's like, he's as dark as Reggie, but this guy was white as a ghost. Yeah, the brother of the security guard that passed away. He was white as a ghost. And I said, what's wrong, bro? And he goes, I can't explain what just happened, but I just felt my brother. My brother was just here. Yes. On some ghost shit. It's just, I believe, like, I processed this a million times. I just feel like frequency and rhythm and just being able to get to a place where that kind of takes over, you know what I mean? People chant, there's other thought processes and religious practices or whatever, but, Buddhists, their practices, but I just believe at that moment, his brother was present. He had just, and it was just, he used that opportunity, to come and visit his brother, and, it was beautiful. And it's just, I took it was like 15 years maybe before I ever shared that story with anybody. But I feel like now we're sort of, this place that we go, if we call it, like when we do take journeys and we talk about like plant medicine and where we go, I think, there's a lot of you maybe experiences things like this, whether it's, astral traveling, astral projecting, whatever it is, I think through meditation, through, there's definitely ways that we can journey. And I can just tell you that, if anything, as I close with a story where, what I took from it was, damn, when we die, we're definitely not dead. I believe that.